Imagine waking up every morning with a mind so unshakable that no insult, no chaos, and no setback can disturb your inner peace. A mind that is calm under pressure, steady in storms, and powerful enough to lead others by example. Most men spend their days reacting, snapping at small inconveniences, drowning in distraction, or chasing validation. But the few who follow the Stoic path live differently. They live by discipline, by clarity, by timeless wisdom. And this is what separates the fragile from the unbreakable. In this video, I'll share with you 5 daily rituals straight from the teachings of Stoicism and fortified by modern psychology that will help you build a mindset so resilient, so unshakable, that life itself bends in your favor. Stay with me until the end, because if you miss even one of these practices, your foundation will always remain incomplete. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to Anonymous Achiever, where ancient wisdom meets modern strength, and join a brotherhood of men walking the Stoic path to mastery. First, practice the ritual of morning reflection. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and philosopher, began his mornings by writing in his journal, not for others, not for fame, but for himself. He reminded himself that the day ahead would be full of challenges. People would be selfish, careless, ungrateful, even cruel. Yet he also reminded himself that none of this had the power to disturb his reason unless he allowed it. This ritual is about preloading your mind with clarity before the world tests you. Take 5 minutes each morning to sit in silence and write, "What challenges may I face today? How will I respond in alignment with my principles?" This is not wishful thinking, it is mental armor. Psychology confirms that those who mentally rehearse challenges are less likely to be derailed by them. So before you touch your phone, before you rush into noise, armor your mind with reflection. A man who begins the day with clarity walks through chaos as if it were order. Second, embrace the ritual of voluntary discomfort. Epictetus, once a slave who rose to become one of the greatest Stoic teachers, warned that luxury softens the mind. He advised his students to sometimes eat coarse food, wear rough clothing, or sleep without comfort, not out of misery, but to remind themselves how little is truly needed. In modern times, this means exposing yourself daily to small doses of discomfort, a cold shower, a tough workout, fasting from distractions, or doing the hard task you want to avoid. Why? Because resilience is built not in comfort, but in friction. Neuroscience shows us that when we push our limits, our brain releases dopamine not just as reward, but as motivation to endure further. Each time you practice discomfort voluntarily, you train your nervous system to stay calm when life forces discomfort upon you. The fragile man complains when hardship strikes. The Stoic trained man smiles, for he has trained for this moment. Third, commit to the ritual of presence. In a world drowning in distraction, to be fully present is revolutionary. Seneca warned, "We are always preparing to live but never living." Presence is the practice of actually living. Most men scroll endlessly, trapped in regret of the past or fear of the future. But the Stoic trains himself to return to now. How do you do this daily? By choosing one activity, whether it's eating, walking, or listening, and performing it with absolute attention. No phone, no wandering thoughts, only presence. Modern studies on mindfulness prove that presence lowers cortisol, reduces anxiety, and sharpens focus. But beyond science, presence is power. When you are with someone and you are fully there, you separate yourself from the average instantly. People are drawn to those who attend because true attention is the rarest gift in this noisy age. So every day, train your mind to return to this moment, because a man who owns the present owns his life. Fourth, establish the ritual of evening examination. The day may test you, people may provoke you, failures may sting, but what matters is how you respond to them when you look back. Every night, Marcus Aurelius reviewed his actions, asking himself, "What did I do well? What did I fail at? How can I improve tomorrow?" This ritual is not self-punishment, it is self-mastery. Before sleep, spend 5 minutes in reflection. Ask, where did I let anger control me? Where did I waste time? Where did I live with wisdom? Journaling these answers holds a mirror to your soul. Psychology confirms that self-reflection strengthens self-regulation and reduces repeating mistakes. This habit turns every day into a lesson. And remember, the average man ends his day with empty entertainment. The the Stoic man ends his day with self-accountability, and this is why he rises stronger each morning. Fifth, practice the ritual of memento mori, remembering death. At first, this may sound grim, but to the Stoics, it was the ultimate source of strength. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think." By contemplating mortality daily, you strip away trivial worries and focus only on what truly matters. Think of it this way. When you know time is limited, you no longer waste it on petty arguments, endless scrolling, or shallow pursuits. You focus on courage, virtue, and legacy. Modern psychology calls this temporal scarcity. When we recognize time is short, we live with urgency and purpose. Make this ritual a part of your mornings or evenings. Remind yourself that every day is a gift, not a guarantee. This is not about fear of death. It is about respect for life. A man who remembers death fears nothing. He lives fully, he speaks truth, he takes action because he knows tomorrow is not promised. Now, let us step back. These 5 daily rituals, morning reflection, voluntary discomfort, presence, evening examination, and memento mori, are not random hacks. They are the pillars of an unbreakable mind. Together, they sharpen your reason, strengthen your resilience, anchor your attention, refine your character, and give you urgency to live with purpose. Without them, life will toss you around like a weak branch in the storm. With them, you become the storm itself. Calm at the center, unstoppable in motion. The fragile man wakes up reacting, chasing, complaining. The Stoic trained man wakes up prepared, disciplined, and unshakable. That is the difference. So the choice is yours. Will you drift through life like the average, or will you rise daily, sharpening your mind with these rituals until you become unbreakable? If this message speaks to you, share it with someone who needs this strength. And if you are ready to walk the Stoic path with discipline and clarity, subscribe to Anonymous Achiever and join a brotherhood of men who refuse to live weak. Remember, strength is not built in a single day. It is built in daily rituals, repeated with discipline. Begin today. Build your unbreakable mind.